started stream.
You are live, you are live.
Hi everybody. We have had a really exciting sighting. It's Lauren here, and there's a turtle over there. So we're going to swim really close to the turtle so you can get a good view of it while we give the introduction. So let's go Emil, let's get this turtle. So we do have Emil on camera, and we do have the handsome Patrick on the surface. So over to you, Pat, while we try and get this turtle.
Yes, welcome everybody. So if you have any questions about this turtle or anything at all today, please send them in either on Facebook, YouTube, or using the hashtag diveLIVE on Twitter. Now, we do have a little hawksbill turtle here, and I have a feeling we know who it is, Lauren.
Well, it does look a little bit like Patch from here, but Pat, if you could get up the ID database,
yes,
we will definitely confirm it because it is incredibly small. This turtle is absolutely tiny, which definitely means it is a juvenile, and as Pat mentioned, it is a hawksbill.
So
I'm just going to try and get an estimate of the size for you.
And yes, I can 100% confirm from the database that it is Patch, our little juvenile hawksbill. Now, because it is a juvenile, we can't tell the sex just yet, so it's a little baby it for now.
Yeah, Patch is so small. I would honestly estimate that the curved carapace length is maybe just a little bit over 30 centimeters, and carapace is another word for the shell. So that's basically from the top of the shell to the bottom of the shell that I am estimating is just a little bit over 30 centimeters.
That is a very, very small but very cute turtle. So we can see that it does have this big shell, or the carapace that Lauren was talking about, and that is actually its rib cages that have been modified and fused into this protective hard shell.
Yeah, so when we talk about the turtle shell, most people would automatically assume that we are talking about the shell on the top. But actually, when we talk about the shell, we're talking about that shell on the top, but also the part underneath as well. So the part on the top we call the carapace, and the part on the bottom we call the plastron. And together, this is actually the shell. So as Pat mentioned, the shell is just made up of bone, primarily ribs, which have fused together to the vertebrae to create this shell, and it's covered in keratin. So keratin is a protein-like material that we have in our fingernails and our hair, and that actually covers the shell. So it's incredibly strong, and the keratin is made up of scales. We also call them scutes. But in a hawksbill, the scales actually overlap one another, and that's a key identification feature in a hawksbill. Now, hawksbill's Latin name are actually Eretmocheles imbricata. Now, you don't need to remember that. I don't know why I do. But imbricata just means the overlapping scales. So that's how much of a key identification feature it is. So for example, if we were to see a green turtle, the scales would not overlap. They would just sit next to each other. So if you see the scales overlapping, you know it's a hawksbill. So let me just have a look and find where Patch went.
Yes, we did see it went up to the surface. Because they are reptiles, they do have lungs and so can't breathe underwater. So they just do a series of long dives to get down. And we can see in there on the surface, looking around for his next suitable spot to dive, maybe a spot with nice sponges there for it to eat.
Yeah, so they are bear breathers who do have lungs. I do think Patch is off, so we're going to head back to the reef. But they're just way more efficient than breathing underwater. So when they take one breath at the surface, they actually exchange up to 50% of the gas in their lungs. Now, just to put that into context for you, when we breathe, we barely even exchange 10%. So, I'm just going to equalize. So that gives you an indication of how good they are. So just a few breaths at the surface and they can completely exchange all the gases in their lungs.
That is
so that's
fascinating.
How they are able to stay under for long periods of time. They're able to slow their heart rate right down as well, and there has been studies that show they can slow it to 1 beat every 9 minutes. Isn't that incredible?
Jeez, if we could do that, we'd be free diving for hours. So we have a question here from Yvonne. She's asked via Twitter using the hashtag diveLIVE, and she wants to know how many species of turtles we have identified. I mean, not species, sorry, how many individual turtles we have identified so far. So
I think it's 7, isn't it?
Yes, 7. So our last turtle was 007 or Bond.
And actually, that answers both questions because there is 7 different species of turtles throughout the whole world, and we have 7 individuals in our database. Now we do have some tar ponds up ahead that we're going to show you, but please feel free to ask any more questions you may have about the turtle. I'm a huge, massive fan of turtles, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Yes, Lauren is our resident turtle expert here. Whenever we have a turtle-related question, we go straight to Lauren. And we actually have one here. It is from Helen, and she wants to know, what is the lifespan of a turtle such as Patch?
Well, Patch is a hawksbill, as you know, and generally they tend to live to about 50 years of age. So turtles can actually live much longer, but hawksbills tend to live to 50, which is still really, really old. So they are reptiles, and they do get really old, and I think one of the oldest turtles is not a hawksbill, but it's estimated at around 80 years old, and they think that they can get even older. So, very old reptiles, but let me just show you something. One of the tar ponds has got a fishing line hanging from it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it.
Yeah, no, we can see that.
Closer. I think the hook is in the gills, and the fishing line is extended out from that hook.
Yes.
You see it?
Yes, that is unfortunate. Now, the hook will eventually rust out of the fish's mouth, but this can take quite some time, so it's unfortunate to see, which really highlights the importance of biodegradable fishing gear. It is available now, so it's a good step in the right direction.
Oh, it's incredibly sad to see. Maybe one day if we do come down with a pair of scissors, we can cut the line there, but how sad. So just to give you a background of the fish that you're seeing, they are tar ponds, and they are part of the megalops family, an ancient lineage of fish, very prehistoric looking, and you can see that by kind of looking at them. They do look very different from the modern day fishes that we see. They get very, very, very large. I would say these are medium size. And they are great predators, so they're mainly nocturnal, which means they're active at night time. So during the day, you will just see them hanging out in dark places like this. So they're not doing much right now. They don't look very scary. They're just resting in the cave, hanging out before it's time to start hunting again at night time. And they do tend to hunt on big schools of fish, such as silverside or anchovies will be their favourite snack. So we have heard that at the Devil's Grotto, which is where we are right now, that huge schools of silversides can come along and they just love feeding on them. You can even take a closer look at their mouth and see that upturned mouth. It's a great sign of the kind of hunting strategy that they have. They will burst up from the bottom through the schools and just gulp them all down in one bite.
They are a very good predatory fish, that is for sure. And just to clarify here for Marcia, she wanted to know what these fish are, and they are tarpon, so Tarpon.
Pat, is it possible to just turn up my volume a little bit?
Yes, we'll get Jared right onto that.
So yeah, there's a lot of tarpons here, And they're quite migratory animals as well, so they will travel great distances. But these animals actually use their swim bladder, which is an organ that all fish do have to control their buoyancy. They can use it as a sort of respiration organ. These fish can actually breathe air. It's incredible. And we actually saw it happening. They'll go to the surface, slightly bring their bodies out. Oh, stingray! Emil, stingray!
Oh yes, so we can see that stingray there down over the sand, moving very quickly, oscillating its wings there.
Yeah, Emil is on it, but this looks like
a southern
stingray, and it is on the move. So I'm not sure how close we'll get to it, but it's just hovering above the coral. Are you able to see it?
Yeah, most definitely. So it's just gone behind a bommy now, but we can definitely, oh, that's great. Look at it, it's definitely on a mission. Usually they will be seen, you know, sifting over the sand, looking for prey in the sand and sifting through it, but it's obviously got somewhere to be right now because...
I mean, I'm not sure if we can we go any further, Emil? Nope. Never mind. I had a good feeling about today's dive, and we've already seen a turtle and a stingray.
That's great.
Impression. So we're going to keep swimming this way. But just a little information for you about stingrays. They are obviously in the ray family, which is classified, grouped together with sharks. Now you might think they are nothing alike, but actually both rays and sharks, their skeleton is made from cartilage. Now cartilage is this funny rubbery material that we have in our nose and our ears. Now it is a lot weaker than bone, but is way more flexible, so they can kind of move these wings, and it's a lot more resistant to disease. So there is a lot of benefit for these animals to have a skeleton that's made from cartilage. Now normally we see it hovering above the sandy bottom. Right now it was just swimming above the reef, but generally we do see it along the sandy bottom because they're bottom feeders. So their eyes are on top and their mouths are underneath. So stingrays and eagle rays, a lot of rays, don't rely too heavily on their eyes. When their mouth is on the bottom feeding, they cannot see, they don't know what they're eating. So they won't rely on their eyes, they will rely on these special pores that are around their mouth, on their nose if you like, called ampullae of Lorenzini. Now I do get called Lorenzini,
Lorenzini.
And that is where that nickname comes from. Apart from that, these pores sense electrical signals in the environment, so they can actually sense their prey without seeing them. And that is how stingrays work. It's incredible. So when they're hunting on the seafloor, they're using these pores to find their food.
That is incredible. And your mama bear is putting you on the spot here, Lauren. She wants to know, so this is a question from Elaine, how fast can a stingray swim?
Oh, how fast? Oh, I'm not sure. Do you have that figure, Pat?
I don't know in any type of kilometres or miles per hour. There is no present information on that, but we did see it there just going over the reef pretty fast. I mean, they do tend to take their time on the sand, but if need be, they can swim pretty quickly. As a numerical value, I do not know, sorry.
Yeah, we can find that. Normally a lot of animals like that, including nurse sharks. As I mentioned, sharks and rays are closely related. Nurse sharks will travel incredibly slowly, just like stingrays. But when they want, they can shoot a short burst of energies and they can fly off. So I would imagine a stingray would be similar, but we will find out for you. But good question.
Yeah, and Yaniv is, this question's actually coming from Troy and Cyan, wants to know how the stingray gets its name, and that is because it has a little barb on the middle of its tail, and this barb is very venomous and they can use it as a defense mechanism. So they tend not to use it. It is actually an involuntary movement when they do use it, but yes, it has quite a powerful toxin in it, so if you do accidentally step on it, it will hurt quite a bit and the healing process will not be very fast, sorry. So that's where they get their name, the stingray, from, because they can give you quite a nasty sting. And Clifford is asking what is the largest stingray. Now, I do know that the species that we get in South Australia can get very large, and even the one we just saw, but the largest species of ray of them all is the manta ray, which gets quite massive. Do you know how exactly big they get, Lauren?
What was that? Sorry, the manta ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 different species, but the giant manta can go up to about, I think, 6 meters in wingspan, so from tip to tip they can go to 6 meters. But the manta ray is the largest. It's one of my favourite animals in the world. I think Emil has something. Yeah,
so there's a spiny lobster there. Sorry, Emil, we can go back to that one.
Emil, how do you find these things? I don't know. So let me just have a look. Spiny lobsters are quite common around here, and they are often hiding in crevices and under rocks and things like that, because again, they are nocturnal. So what we mean by nocturnal is just that they come out at night and they feed and hunt at night time. So during the day they are normally hiding and resting. So you can see spiny lobsters don't have these big claws. They're not true lobsters, and they're actually not that closely related either. They're very different. So they don't have these big crushing claws, so they can be called left or right-handed if you like, but they do have these incredibly long antennas. So that is how they actually smell for their food.
Actually, it is the antennules that they use for the sensory organs. The big long ones, the antennas, are used in defense, so they can stick those out and stop fish from getting in, or predators from getting in. And those antennules there, so the second pair of antennas with the 2 little rods poking out of it. One's actually being cleaned there that we can see right now. So that is a chemosensory organ, meaning that it can sense chemicals.
Yeah, so they are olfactory predators, so they do heavily rely on their sense of smell to find food. So they do have eyes, and they're actually compound eyes. They're made up of lots of tiny little lenses, so people generally tend to think that they have good eyesight, but this is not true. They do not. They are really poor eyesight, and they mainly rely on their sense of smell, which, as Kat mentioned, are on antenna, which are under the big ones that you can see. They have 2 sets of antennas there. Are you able to get a good view of it?
Yes, so we can see the big main defensive antennas, which are the really big long ones, and then underneath the smaller antennas there are called antennules.
Yeah, the big ones are actually used for fighting and defense. So it's these smaller ones that Pat's mentioning, which is what they basically use to smell. So these animals are just incredible, and I actually can't really see it. So can you give me a size estimate?
Well, I actually can't really tell, but it's a bit hard. I would say the size of the antenna is about 40 to 50 centimeters, so about 20 inches long. And as for its body, well, we can't really see. We can only see its head there.
Out the way to give you
yeah, no, that's fine.
But lobsters normally have sustainable sizing, so sometimes if you were to catch lobsters, they have a size so that you know you're not supposed to fish anything over or under that. So, for example, the very small lobsters will be too young. They won't be sexually mature yet, and you definitely shouldn't catch especially young ones, and even the big ones, they contain all the good genetic material. So there's normally size limits with regards to lobsters, and when the females are pregnant, if you like, you will see all the eggs on the underside of the abdomen. And when you see this, you can say that a lobster is buried. There's lots of red eggs that the lobster will carry with her, and it's normally visible to our eye. So did you get a good look at that lobster, or should we go back for more?
I mean, yeah, we got a good look at it. And Paula is asking how long lobsters can live. And I actually looked into this the other day, and the oldest one I could find was 72 years old. So they do have quite a few mechanisms in place that keep them from being sessile or growing. I mean, no, not sessile, senescent. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. So growing old and coming out of sexual maturity. They also can really, they have a really solid immunity and tend to deal with pathogens and other diseases really well. So they can be quite long-lived, and the fact that they have a shell that they can molt means that they can just consistently keep on growing and shedding and growing and shedding and growing and shedding.
Yeah, so Pat, are you just able to turn that volume up a little bit more?
Yeah, we're on it.
You're just very quiet there.
That's alright, I'll try speaking closer to the microphone for you.
Perfect. So what a great dive so far. We are still at 11 meters. So it's quite deep, and we've already seen so many things so far. So we've still got a lot of the dive left. I'll just give you an air update. I am on 130 bar, so we've still got loads of time left. So what are we going to find next?
Yes, hopefully luck still goes your way. So we actually, for anyone who's just joining in now, we got a turtle at the very start of this dive, and James has just told us on Twitter using the hashtag diveLIVE that there is actually World Sea Turtle Day today. Did you know that, Lauren?
It's World what?
It's World Sea Turtle Day today. So we had World Turtle Day the other day, but today is World Sea Turtle Day.
No, I actually didn't know that. We did celebrate World Turtle Day, which was on May the 23rd. But as for Sea Turtle Day specifically, that would be... What day is it today? June the 16th
today. Yeah, so it is World Sea Turtle Days. We have a big barracuda. Jeez, you are getting lucky today, Lauren.
Yeah, I feel so lucky. Seriously, I feel very lucky.
So this is...
That is a big barracuda, and it's using its really muscular body to swim away from us. Now these are big predators, and you can see they're completely streamlined and thin with the sharp pointy snout. Size estimate, it's off, but I would probably say about 70 centimeters, which is how many inches, Pat?
So that is about 25 inches.
Yeah, I knew that. So it probably was about this size, and it's obviously shot off into the distance, but these animals can go up to 35 miles per hour when they really want to swim away, and there is around 27 different species of barracuda around. So that one that we just saw was the great barracuda, and it's quite easy to identify by the markings on the body. And they do get a really bad reputation, but I think they're such wonderful fish. They're really curious, they're not dangerous, and there has been some incidences of mistaken identity, but they are very attracted to shiny objects. So if you have any metal or jewellery or something that reflects, they are very curious about it. They might mistake it for a small... What was that, Pat?
No, that was just a little audio glitch. That wasn't me, sorry. Continue going.
I thought there was maybe something behind me that I hadn't noticed. So yeah, that was the barracuda, another exciting sighting. Now, I am looking for a moray eel. I've been looking for a moray eel for about a week now. So Emil, you better get looking. We're going to try and find one.
And Lady Starfire would love a moray eel as well.
So down on the sand here, we have a crab skeleton. Now obviously the crab is dead, but the remainder of the skeleton is lying on the sand.
Actually, yes, we can see that, and it might not actually hurt to look around this area for the moray eel, because these big crabs are one of the favourite meals of a moray.
Okay, we are looking. That's really what I want to see. I think I've seen everything else today, so a moray eel is next.
And Kathy was asking about the little blue fish in the background that seem to be absolutely everywhere that the camera goes, and they are called blue chromis. So see, oh no, sorry, these ones are Creole wrasse. So Creole wrasse are typically schooling fish, and when there's a lot of plankton around in the water, they just sit above the reef and feed on it all day. So they're a great sight, and there's so many here on this reef.
Now, you did swim with a school earlier, but we do have a wonderful school of blue tanks just gracefully swimming towards us. And as usual, there's a few oddball fish within that school, but they are just swimming really fast, grazing for all the algae on the rocks.
Yes, and as Lauren did mention, they are grazers, and what a grazer is just like a cow on land that just sits in the grass and eats the grass all day. These guys do the same thing except with algae, so they'll just go around the reef all day and pick up algae off the rocks and off the reef, and sometimes even if it's sitting up in the water as plankton. Now, they do school together like this to increase the chances of finding something, because if one spots it, then they all spot it.
Yeah, and they are blue tangs. The tang family is actually part of the surgeon fish group of fishes, so it's quite a large family, and these are the common blue tangs, which do have a bright yellow juvenile phase, but they actually can glow under UV light, so there's a whole spectrum of colours that fish can see that we can't actually see. And when you look at them under the special light, they biofluoresce and they actually appear bright emerald green. So we see them as blue, but maybe to each other they appear completely different. And they do believe that this is a form of communication between the fish. So the fish's eyes are a lot more complex than ours, and they can see a whole range of colours that we as humans cannot. So when these fish are put under the light, they appear bright green. Isn't that incredible?
It is amazing, and this is just, yeah, it's just one of the many ways that fish can do things that we can't even comprehend. I mean, their eyes can see colours that we cannot see.
So I do keep looking around for Patch. Pasta went somewhere. I never give up hope.
And Lacey is asking whether any of the reef fish or crustaceans here are eaten by humans. And they are. I know. Oh, another turtle. That is great. So I know that there's a lot of marine protected areas here in Grand Cayman, but there are some of the local species that are still fished and eaten. And us as marine biologists, we tend to not eat them.
Now, you wouldn't believe it, but I actually do think it is Patch again. So somehow we swam along the reef and just managed to bump into Patch.
Yes, so I've got the database up, and that is Patch. So he, I think...
So we didn't follow it, I promise. We literally just bumped into it again. It is happily just swimming around. It obviously went to the surface to get some breath, and it's came back.
Now, Patch is a frequent sighting here on the reef, so I think he is he or she, we don't know yet, is very, very used to us being around, to the point where I think it almost might just want to be on the camera now.
Yeah, maybe it's getting to know us, and you'll notice that I'm not saying boy or girl, because we really do not know. It's far too young to sex. So normally when they get a bit older, approximately 60 centimetres for hawksbill carapace length, that's not including the head, they will become sexually mature. Now, around in hawksbills, it's between 20 to 25 years old that they become sexually mature. It was mentioned the other day around 3 to 5 years. If this was wrong, I apologise. It is much older than that. Turtles, in generally, all species take a long time to become sexually mature, and The main way to distinguish between male and female is a tail. So the males will develop a big, thick, long tail, which will extend way past the shell. It's very obvious. And actually they do use this during mating. They do insert it into the female to deliver sperm, but it is called a tail. Now the females will actually have a tail, but it'll be incredibly small and it won't extend past the shell. And another key thing to look for is the claws. Males will normally have a really large claw on their back flippers, and this is what's put onto the female during mating. So these are the things that we can look for to determine the sex. But unfortunately with little Patch here, we have no idea. Too young.
Yeah, it's just a young, innocent turtle going about the reef looking for a nice sponge to munch on. And we did see earlier the French angelfish come up to it. Sometimes we do often see French angelfish or queen angelfish hanging around with a turtle, and that is because they both eat sponges, and there's not many other species on the reef that do eat sponges, so it makes sense for any other sponge-eating species to team up with someone, so if one finds a sponge, then they both find a sponge.
Yeah, so it's not really known how hawksbill turtles, they are the only turtle that really eats sponges. It's not really known how they handle the toxins that are inside of sponges. So the toxins are really strong, so they believe that hawksbills just let them gather in their muscle tissue because it costs less energy this way for their body to detoxify them. So they just accumulate in the tissue, and this makes it really, really dangerous for humans to ever consume a hawksbill turtle. And they call it chelonotoxin, which builds up in the tissue. So they get that by just eating the sponges. And how they actually manage to eat them, oh, that damselfish just bit the turtle in the eye. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's still going at it.
Did you see that?
We didn't see that biting on the eye, but we did see it still going a little bit crazy with it.
I hope you're okay. Poor little soul. So yeah, it's just really not known that how they're able to actually even consume the sponges, and they do say that half the weight inside a turtle's digestive system will just be pure glass spicules.
Yes, it's a very, very odd adaptation, but obviously one that works for them if they can deal with all that glass and all those chemicals. So, Lauren, we have a question here from Kathy, and she wants to know how Emil lets you know when he's seen something cool.
She wants to what?
She wants to know how Emil lets you know when he's seen something cool.
Excuse me, I actually found quite a lot of these things. No, Emil is holding onto the camera, and if he does see anything, he will go kind of like that.
That is a perfect impersonation.
But I have to say, I spotted the turtle in the stingray this time. But normally it is the cameraman, because we are looking at the camera. We sometimes don't always see the other things. So, yeah, I couldn't do it without Emil.
And Elaine
is obviously just swimming on the journey of the reef. And the reason we are able to identify the individual is that they do have scales on the side of their face. Now, this is like a unique fingerprint. No two turtle will have the same pattern of scale on the side, and it stays the same throughout their life, so we're actually able to identify each individual that we keep on seeing. And turtles that age can be incredibly territorial, so once they choose a feeding reef, a foraging ground, they will actually just stay there. So they might not look it to sort of to one's eye, but they are really, really camouflaged. That shell actually blends in incredibly well with all the coral. So there's probably many times that we've actually swam over a turtle and not even realised it. So Patch has swam off and already have completely lost track of where it's gone. So they are really camouflaged animals.
Yes, that's great. And Life Aquatic Diving was asking, why do you have a cable on you, Lauren?
Well, that's a good question. Let me just show you. So this cable here, which I have actually put through my BCD to keep out the way, extends all the way up, and that is our comms cable. So that means Emil can hear me right now, Pat can hear me right now, and you guys at home can hear me. If this cable wasn't connected, I'm afraid it would be a very silent dive.
Yes. I mean, silent dives are very relaxing, but it's always good to know that we can ask questions and really learn more and understand the nature and all the mechanisms and fundamentals that's driving this really, really complex and beautiful ecosystem. So Kathy was asking if everything on the screen is actually as green as it appears, and no, that is not the case. The camera does show very good colour, but with the effect of light and water actually absorbs different spectrums of different...
Patch again. Let's go and say hi to Pat.
Yeah, let's go back. Different wavelengths it will be absorbed as we get deeper into the water, so the coloration is a bit different than if we were to be there live, and we do have a couple of filters on to try and counteract that, and it's something we're also developing and working on as well. So I think our picture right now is amazing, but it's not exactly how this reef looks, but it is very, very close.
So we've just found Patch again, which is incredible. We bumped into it 3 times. Actually, well, he or she is actually just sort of resting on the sand. Oh, no, it's off again. It's on a mission. They are reptiles, so they do get their energy from the sun or the surrounding water temperature. So very often, if they've maybe had a big meal or eaten too much, they will just rest on the sand. They will just take it easy. They don't quite go to sleep like you or I do, but they will just relax and just rest on the sand before they need to go up to the surface to breathe again. And the most incredible thing about these animals is that they show philopatry, and what that means is that they will come back to the same place that they were born, the same beaches that they were born from, to lay their eggs, which is just incredible. And there's still a lot of studies and investigations being done into this. How do they navigate the earth in order to come back to the beach that they were born? And they do believe that turtles have like internal compass, if you like, which allows them to navigate the Earth's magnetic field so they can find their way back home. Incredible animals right there.
They are amazing. And we have a question about the turtles from Mike asking, has Patch won the lottery by making it to this age? Pretty much saying, is Patch lucky to be the age he is and to survive to this age?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Most definitely.
One of the lowest survival rate in the entire animal kingdom. It's actually 1 or 2 out of 1,000 baby turtles will make it into adulthood. It's incredible. They have a really low survival rate. So
just to
Patch here that you see swimming off is incredibly lucky to have made it this far, because many of them don't. But the journey's not over for Patch. It's still not sexually mature yet, still got a really long way to go. The shell is much harder now. Once it reaches about 30 centimeters in length, it becomes much harder and therefore much of a deterrent. Predators are not so keen to eat the animal when there's a really hard, crunchy shell. So Patch's shell is much harder now, so that does offer some protection against predators.
And just to elaborate on that, so the survival rate for turtles are so low because they are a land animal, and the female turtles will come to the beach to nest. So they will lay their eggs in a nest and bury it with sand. So first of all, if the environmental conditions aren't right, the bacterial load inside of the nest or the heat or whatever can really affect the eggs. So only a few will hatch in a clutch of 100 or so. But after that, they still have to make it up the sand and down into the water. And during this time, there is birds, there is jaguars, there is a whole range of different land animals that see this as a very, very easy feed. So they will come down and they will feed on the baby turtles coming from their nest to the water. Now, if after they survive all of this ordeal and make it to the water, they have to contend with the crashing waves and also all of the predators like sharks and larger fish that are sitting there waiting for them in the water to eat them. So they have to go through quite a massive, massive ordeal just to get from their nest to the water. And then after that, they're still obviously at the mercy of other predators as well. So to get to even a small size such as Patch, it is a very hard, long and lucky journey.
Yeah, well, thank you for that explanation, Pat. And on that note, I am at 50 bar. So that was an incredible dive. Stingray, turtle, Patch, tarpon, so many things. And thank you for joining me. So we will be back again tomorrow at 7 a.m. Canadian time. But for now, diveLIVE family, thank you, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you very much, Lauren, and thank you everyone for watching in. Happy World Sea Turtle Day, everybody.